a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again another day, committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Derek Kobel calling into the program here. We're going to be talking about, of course, the some of the cleanup and our thoughts and prayers, hearts and minds are going out to all of our friends and neighbors and everybody affected with the storm. And of course, it went all the way up into the Carolinas and beyond, and just the devastation that you've seen. So we're going to be talking with Derek about what we can do now, the public adjuster's role in the cleanup efforts due to Helene, and also as well, Alex BlackBelt Lima in studio with me. And we're going to have our other insurance expert contributor, Jason Mears, US. He's going to be on the program as well. Florida Best Quote Insurance. We're going to be talking with him as well. So heavy on the insurance, real estate today, helping out with the efforts to clean up, move on. How do we move forward? Well, we've got to have some thoughts and prayers out there and really help people as best we can, and making lasagnas and handing them out to friends and things like that. That's what we've been doing. But lots of resources available. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Plus, we have a feel-good story of the day as well. This one's pretty cool. 55-year-old janitor cleans up on America's Got Talent, winning $1 million for his heart-wrenching "Don't Stop Believin'." So he had a pretty good day there. Also, I want to remind you about our party. We had to reschedule our gratitude party coming up on Thursday, October 17th, 6 o'clock. We're going to be over at the Tarpon Springs. Rescheduled. We're back to the third Thursday of the month, October 17th, 6 o'clock. Hope to see you there. Food, drinks, lots of fun stuff going on. Boat docks. We're going to have boats out there. They have live entertainment, music. We're going to have appetizers provided, drinks provided as well. So great time. Save that date on the 17th, Thursday, October 17th, 6 o'clock. Come on out and do some networking with us. Meet some of our show partners, radio show expert contributors. And we're going to jump right into it here with Derek Kobel here just a moment. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here. Now, my wife, Lindsay, and I, we take great pride in doing a great job for our sellers, maximizing the profit in the seller on the sale of our real estate listings. The profit, maximizing the profit for you. And, the least amount of headaches, too. That goes a lot of times when you look at a real estate transaction, it's not about finding the buyer. It's keeping the deal together, minimizing the mistakes, minimizing the exposure when it comes to the inspections, the appraisals, getting you to the closing table. That's what a lot of the value in a great real estate team does. But we've got these properties up in Gainesville, Florida, 3101 Old Archer Road. Going to be back up there again for the Gator game. This weekend, again, hustling out there outside the stadium. So if you're up in that way, come by and say hi. We'll be right there by the O'Connell Center and the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium as well. But we got one beautiful property here. This is 92 pre-construction luxury condos. Pre-construction pricing for a limited time. You're getting 10% off retail. These units start from 400s up to the 900s. You've got 1 bedrooms all the way up to 3 bath, 2-story penthouses with plunge pools. And you are also EB5 approved community. So we can explain more about that as how that works with you. 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shantz Medical and Butler Plaza. Check out 3101 Old Archer Road, unit number 209 in Gainesville, Florida. And we've got over 25% of those units sold. Beautiful property. One of my favorite listings here, 1905 Masters Way. This one's in Plant City. So you're looking at East Hillsborough County, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2-car garage. 2,929 square feet, single family home, 0.38 acre lot with no backyard neighbors, double entry door with etched glass inserts, Florida room, expansive windows, split floor plan, oversized great room. You got built-in shelving, lots of storage throughout. And this is in a beautiful community as well. Walden Lake amenities. You have walking trails, dog park, playground, sports complex, access to the lake for non-motorized vehicles, and more. Great opportunity to own real estate, 1905 Masters Way, Plant City, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
All right, going to the phone lines here. Derek Kobel, Right Way, PA. Derek, I know you're super busy out there helping people with their storm cleanup. What are you seeing out there, my friend?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you doing the call, man. I wasn't able to get into the office, but yeah, it's just a lot of chaos, man. Until something actually hits your backyard, you don't really understand the amount of devastation. Obviously, when I worked Hurricane Ian, and other storms, you see the devastation and can't imagine that ever happening in your own backyard. So all my family, my friends, everyone's suffering through flood damage, especially on east of the coast, you know what I mean, of the county. So pretty much, man, what I'm seeing is a lot of contents damage. Everyone's obviously putting a lot of their stuff that's damaged outside of their home on the street. Something that I really wanted to get on here and share is during Hurricane Ian and during other flood losses is people tend to want to clean up before they do anything else. I have heard a lot of people now are documenting their property, but if you are removing stuff from your property, especially personal property, your contents, you need to document every single item. You need to take a picture of every single item individually. You need to show that it was damaged. You need to take pictures of any serial numbers, model numbers. You need to know the brands, the manufacturers for every item, clothes, pencils, plates, anything that is considered personal property. So anything that you are putting out on the street, you want to make sure you have pictures of and full documentation for, because if you don't, the flood company may not pay for it, and most likely they won't if you don't have the proper documentation.
So important. Yeah, we've talked about that. That's one of the things I was doing before the storm. I was running around the house and just taking pictures of every room, trying to get as close as I could. But that's what you recommend, right? Just make sure you document and try to. And if you take it to the next level of putting it into some type of an Excel spreadsheet, that would be even better.
An Excel spreadsheet, yes, absolutely. And honestly, if anybody wants to reach out to me, via text, I also have a link to help fill out a form. I can actually text you an Excel spreadsheet. I have a very basic one that I saw a third-party flood adjuster is actually sending to clients. I have a more extensive one in Excel that will auto-populate the amount of what your contents amount is, the total amount. So I can definitely share that with anybody who needs assistance. And if anybody needs help, I'm here to answer any questions that they have. But when it comes to the personal property, make sure you document everything. An Excel spreadsheet is the best way.
Okay, yeah, reach out for that's a good call to action there. If you have any questions, Derek Kobel, he is a public adjuster. He's a longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. His company is Right Way PA. He's a member of the Pinellas Realtor organization, and you definitely want to have his phone number at your disposal, or just reach out to the show hotline. We'll put you in touch. 727-263-3707. Any flood cleanup efforts, any questions that you have about navigating the insurance process after the storm, 727-263-3707. Call or text that line. It's an off-air number, 727-263-3707. We'll put you in touch with Derek Kobel, Right Way PA, Public Adjusting. And I've seen some quotes online. I actually tagged you on a couple of posts online, Derek, where they're asking that, we're getting that pushback again. The insurance company's saying, no, you can't call. You don't need a public adjuster. You shouldn't talk to a public adjuster. Can you tell our audience why that's wrong?
Yeah, so if you're being told that you can't hire a public adjuster, you're completely misinformed. So when it comes to flood claims, we're dealing with the government, with FEMA. So it's government money that we're trying to get instead of private money. So public adjusting is more crucial than ever, because the only way for you to get fully paid by your flood claim is to actually do the repairs to the home. Most people try to just collect the money and just do smaller repairs and try to save money. Flood claims do not work that way. They hold every penny accountable, and they try to ensure, what I'm trying to say is they will not pay for anything that was not affected by flood. And if you're asking to be paid for something, you need to show them all the documentation for it. It's not as lenient. So when it comes to public adjusting, FEMA has very specific guidelines on how the repair estimates need to be written, because a lot of items and building materials are not covered under flood. So, for example, if you have a normal homeowner's claim and you have roof damage with a leak, and that leak causes damage to your upper cabinets in your kitchen, we can argue a full kitchen replacement because of matching statutes. Flood is different. Flood is ground up. Homeowners is sealing down. Wind is sealing down. So with flood, if your cabinets were damaged, only the lowers were damaged, they will not pay to match the uppers. It's only from the flood line down. So there's a lot of intricacies when it comes to filing a flood claim that most people don't know. So you have the option of rather relying on the insurance company's adjuster or hiring someone who only has your best interest to make sure that every penny is truly being accountable for your damages.
Yeah, and that's what we want for you. We want that for our listeners, our audience, your friends and family. Reach out to the show. We'd love to put you in touch with Derek Kobel, just to make sure that you are getting the right advice. That's what happens out there is there's a lot of commission-based advice, commission breath hitting you everywhere you turn. So you got to be careful about that, especially in times like this. There are, a lot of people that are pulling together. There's the good element out there in the community coming together, providing food, washing people's laundry. There's so many different things that are going on good, but we want to make sure we're not a victim of those scams. What kind of scams are you seeing, Derek? Have you heard or seen different types of scams, or what would you say, to look out for?
Yeah, so something I just heard yesterday is someone called me and said, hey, I'm looking for a public adjuster. I just talked to someone, but they're trying to charge me 20%, and it seemed a little high. I just wanted to talk to you. And I said, well, first off, if a public adjuster is trying to charge you 20%, let alone anything more than 10% for a hurricane claim, it is illegal. During a state of emergency, a public adjuster cannot charge more than 10%. So if you were affected by Hurricane Helen or Helene, or however they're saying it, you want to ensure that if you are signing a contract with a public adjuster, it is for 10% or less. It cannot be more than that. Also, contractors are coming out and having people sign like work authorizations to start doing the tear out. You want to make sure that they are providing you a detailed breakdown of what they're doing before they do it. Obviously, they're going to find more damage as they tear into it, but they need to be strategic on how they do the tear out and document the loss. Anything from the flood line down should be covered, but we want to make sure that these companies are actually documenting your property correctly.
Yeah, that's such a big part of it. And I was looking at one of the congressmen, Gus Bilirakis. He sent over an update from his department or his county hurricane relief guidance. Here's a number as well you might want to look for or you might want to call. FEMA, you can call to apply. The 800 number is 621-3362, 1-800-621-3362. That's your number for FEMA. There's also a portal available that you can visit, 1-800-621-3362. That is provided by Bilirakis had sent that over. The SBA also offers some valuable resources from what I'm hearing to hurricane victims and disaster center. There's another 800 number here as well at 800-659-2955, 800-659-2955. That's the SBA disaster assistance phone number. So that's for small businesses. If you have a small business, which a lot of our friends and family and friends of the program are business owners out there in the community, Derek. So there's lots of challenges. Businesses were affected. A lot of real estate, of course, single family homes, townhomes, condos. It's just devastating to see the destruction as you're driving down the street and to see all of the furnishings and things of that nature, appliances. I know I have seen also where they're saying to separate it. You got to make sure you separate your debris when you're putting that out by the road. Try to keep it into, they call it whites. They call it like the appliances. And then you also have, of course, like bedding and things like that. Final thoughts, Derek.
Final thoughts, as you just said what you said, people are looting. And when I say looting, I don't mean that in a super negative, aggressive way. But people are driving by, seeing stuff and saying, oh, I can clean that. And they're taking stuff. So if you're going to put stuff outside, just make sure you're documenting everything before you put anything outside. And again, just find a good contractor to help. And if there's anything that you guys need, just know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Stay safe, just stay alert, stay alive, and expect the unexpected. But these insurance companies will eventually pay if you document. So my last thought is document. Lots and lots and lots of pictures.
Yeah, make sure you document. Also, follow Derek online. Derek, how can they connect with you online?
They can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Derek Kobel, DerekKobel. Or a website is www.rightwaypa.com.
Okay, Derek Kobel, Right Way PA, busy man out there, busy. He's in demand right now and out there helping some folks get their life back on track, Derek. Thanks so much for calling in, and we appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Stay safe.
Will do. All right, Derek Kobel, Right Way PA. Reach out to the show hotline. Again, any questions you have, we'd love to help you. We'd love to be a resource for you. We got contractors associated with the show, all types of different experts that you may need, plumbing, electrical, roofing, so many different ways we help you here. 727-263-3707. If you need linked up with an attorney, of course, we've got great attorneys associated with the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to help you. 727-263-3707. That is our show hotline. So reach out online also at consumerqb.com. You can also email me directly, BRimes@kw.com, BRIMES@kw.com. All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back more with Alex Lima in studio with me here, talk a little real estate, and also our feel-good story of the day. 55-year-old janitor cleans up on America's Got Talent. We'll be right back.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. That's patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile.
Hey, cool cats. Summer's definitely started here in Florida. The only question is, are you hot or are you too hot? Here at Pool & Coolin', our goal is to keep you cool. We do AC repairs, full system replacements, and whatever else it takes to provide you with superior service. With over 150 years of experience, our technicians are fast, honest, and dependable. Pool & Coolin', we'll keep you cool. Call now, 855-955-COOL. That's 855-955-COOL.
Lindsay Rhymes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Keller Williams Realty, Alex BlackBelt Lima in studio with me as well. A couple of hot listings. And I got to give a shout out to our friend Lee over at Lee's Royal Services. He does a great job cleaning our real estate properties. If you're thinking about a new home cleaning company or maybe office cleaning company, highly recommend leesroyalservices.com. Check them out online, leesroyalservices.com. Home and office cleaning, also handyman service, leesroyalservices.com. 221 Howard Drive, got a hot listing on beaches of beautiful Pinellas County. This is over at 221 Howard Drive. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot, single family home, beautiful home here in Bel Air Beach. You have a gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, 100 feet of water frontage, and a great opportunity. You're 1 block from the beach there as well. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. 14135 Cypress Circle. This is another beautiful condo. This one is a villa-style condo. Cypress Clusters at Carrollwood Village, Tampa. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-carport, 1,308 square feet, single-family home. You have a beautiful community pool here, walking distance, kitchen with shaker-style cabinets, stainless steel appliances. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Check out Cypress Circle in Tampa, and you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And yeah, Alex, coming off of a storm like this, it's a challenging time for people, and people are, kind of thinking about, hey, how are we going to pick up? How are we going to move forward? One of the last things you want to hear are politics and politicians. And this was a little bit of an older clip, but this is what Kamala Harris said we should do after the storms. We gotta look at equity. You got to consider equity after a storm.
And I want to play this piece of tape here, which is from Kamala Harris talking about situations like this, saying that, well, black communities are actually impacted by natural disasters more than white communities, which is totally not correct. There's nothing to support this, or there's no basis for this. Let's play cut 22.
It is our lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions. Wait,
let's just pause there, right, Alex? So these storms somehow know where to turn and how to twist and how to go to what she's saying, where we need equity. Is it tough to believe that the weather can figure out how to hurt people worse in certain skin colors, I guess?
Yeah, I want to say, it's BS. Everybody's affected by this stuff, and I try not to get too overly political, but I only ever really hear the Democrats, and not all Democrats, but like specifically like who's in power right now.
Yep.
Talk about racial divide constantly.
Yep.
Racial divide, they want you to believe that it hasn't gone away. Listen, I have white neighbors, black neighbors, Asian neighbors, Spanish neighbors, everybody, man. We're all together. Why is it always about racial divide? How about it's just American people coming together?
That's right. That's how it should be. And it didn't used to be quite as bad, but it's just gotten so much worse. And this whole idea about equity, it's not about equitable outcome. It's about merit-based. It should be based on merit. And when it comes to a storm aftermath, the cleanup, it's actually coastal areas that get hit a lot worse, of course.
Of course.
So that's just ridiculous for her to say that. But yeah, there's some pretty crazy stuff coming out in politics right now. But when you think about locally here, man, as far as I think about the real estate market, yes, it's a tough loss. You got hit with water, you got flood damage, and you lost a lot. It's a challenging time, but I know we will get through it. People pull together, the community will pull together, and we'll be back. It'll just take a little while for Tampa Bay to bounce back, and hopefully, we're almost to the end of this hurricane season, and hopefully, things will end up being, hey, nice. We're going to flow right into October, and some nice cooler weather comes, and we can chill out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Just stay positive, and I know that's easier said than done in today's society for a lot of reasons. But just pray for better days. They are coming.
Absolutely.
This bad weather. Every time. What happens every time there's a storm?
Yeah.
The storm passes.
That's right.
Everything passes. This too shall pass.
Every time. This too shall pass, and got to send your prayers up, man. Prayers up at this time, and be thinking about that higher power above that's helping us through this. So we're going to take a quick break, come back more, and we're going to talk with our friend Jason Mears, Florida Best Quote Insurance. Again, more around the flood claims, how you can be an alert consumer as well. Watch out for scammers out there. More with Jason Mears coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show.
All right, Brandon BRimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, investing, residential, vacant land, commercial properties, helping you sell faster for more money, helping you negotiate the best possible terms, bulletproofing your deal to ensure a smooth closing. A couple of hot listings here, 4229 Red Cliff Place, Newport Richey, Florida. This one has just hit the market. It's a great opportunity to own a great condo here in Newport Richey, situated close to downtown Newport Richey. Charming stained glass insert in the front door, stainless steel appliances, quartz countertops, mosaic subway backsplash. You have Communities offers a heated pool, clubhouse, shuffleboard courts, docking opportunity there as well, overlooking a serene pond, a dock overlooking a serene pond, that is. HOA fee covers exterior maintenance, cable TV, internet, sewer, trash, and water. 4229 Redcliffe Place in Newport Richey, listed just above $100,000. Great opportunity there. Very well affordable home. 9122 Rock Rose in Tampa. 9122 Rock Rose Drive. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 3-car garage. You got 2,700 square foot single family home, split floor plan. You have soaring ceilings, very vaulted ceilings there. No CDD. You're in a low HOA fee community. Granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, central island. You have a lanai that's accessible from the kitchen, family room, and primary bedroom. You also have a primary bedroom that has an office, walk-in closet, ensuite as well, laundry room, sink, and direct access to the garage. You're close to conservation areas as well. Excellent schools, recreational activities, golf courses, tennis courts, shopping and dining. 9122 Rock Rose Drive in Tampa, Florida. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And I got to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Solar Bear. Say hello to Blake Ambrester over at Solar Bear. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. You can find them online at solarbear.com. And solar is a technology that I believe in. I've got 52 panels on my ceiling, on my roof. Solarbear.com. Solarbear.com. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take control of your energy bill today. Say yes to solar. Solarbear.com. All right, we got Jason Mears back in studio with us, and it's a timely visit for us, Jason. So much devastation, so many challenges out there. The death toll is in the hundreds now, and we don't really know how many there are, but it's making it the deadliest hurricane to strike the continental U.S. Since 2022's Ian.
Yeah, it's our hearts and prayers go out to all the people that have been being impacted. And me living in Florida now for 20-something years, before that I lived in North Carolina for about 10 years, and Western North Carolina is where we vacationed a lot. And just to see what's happened to a lot of the areas that we used to go to all the time, Asheville, Chimney Rock, the Black Mountain area, and then also into western, eastern Tennessee, which is where we went on our honeymoon. So there's, to see what's going on up there too has just been heartbreaking, and to know all the people that are still missing up there, that they have no access. It's just it's just really, really terrible. And I'm thankful that, for me personally, my family's safe. We didn't have any damage because we didn't live on the water, but just to know so many friends and colleagues and business partners that have been, it's just really, really devastating.
Yeah, it really is, man. Tough. It's as realtors, we lost some inventory. There's, and it's kind of sporadic across different areas. I see Riverview got affected with the Alafaya River. Of course, the coastal areas, Treasure Island, Clearwater beaches, hit really hard. But yeah, we'll get through it. We're going to get through it. So let's go into some consumer tips. What can we do now, and what's your thoughts around flood claims?
Well, hopefully the people that have damage have filed flood claims. I mean, that should have been the very first thing that they did. Let me say second thing they should have done. First thing is you try to remediate whatever you can. It's kind of like if you've got a leak in your ceiling, you should try to keep it from getting worse before you start making phone calls.
Yeah.
Right?
You have a duty to do that.
You have a duty to try to help keep the damage from getting worse than it could be. Right.
Yeah, preservation.
There's the word. Thank you. You have a duty to do that. So that would be the first thing. And then it's kind of the same thing we tell people before hurricanes. You need to be documenting, use video, photos, document your contents, your personal property, so that if we ever have a storm where you lose a lot of that, you have documentation of it up front. Same thing after a storm, where people should be documenting all the things that they have, taking photos of where that water line was in their house. There's even, I know some people immediately just start throwing things out. Some of those high value items, you might want to hold on to some of those things for a little bit if you can.
Certain electronics, smaller things.
Things that I read somewhere somebody recommended. Bad timing for a sneeze. Somebody recommended even like cutting a piece of fabric off a couch. Things that maybe an adjuster might want to, some proof of the value of something. So just some minor things. But I think the big thing right now is just there's been a lot of confusion. The difference between flood and home insurance, I think. And so we've had a lot of, you can imagine, we've been slammed with taking calls for claims, of course. And a lot of those people are filing flood claims on their home insurance, or they're trying to. And that's when they're not calling us. They're calling Citizens directly, and Citizens has taken that claim on flood damage, which is not going to be covered. And I think that's one of the big misconceptions out there is, storm surge and flooding is not part of your home insurance policy. Now, if there's damage to your home that's from wind damage that blew your roof off and now your house floods as a result of that, then that is part of your home insurance. But there's a lot of misconceptions out there about what's covered and what's not. And it's just sad to know that so many of our residents around here, a high percentage, don't have flood insurance because they think they don't need it, or they were trying to save money, or they have a policy with no contents coverage because they were trying to save money, and now they wish they had the adequate coverage.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. You see that, and you see also the deductibles, I'm sure, coming into play. Sometimes they have higher deductibles than they had planned for, and you just don't have the money in the bank to cover that. So in essence, you are a sitting duck. You're not able to pay your portion of the deductible, therefore your insurance doesn't kick in. Is that the way it works?
Yeah. The good thing is normally, like for an NFIP flood policy, the deductibles are much lower than what they, let's say $2,500 or $5,000, which is a lot lower than like a hurricane deductible on a home insurance policy where you can go up to 5% of your dwelling coverage. And if you don't have a lender, you can go up to 10% of your dwelling coverage, which that on a $250,000 home, that's $25,000 that you better have in the bank or you're not going to have any coverage.
Right. Now, are there any financing options if people were to get stuck in a position where they don't have that ability?
If they don't have the ability to
come up with that money out of pocket, are they just stuck at that point, or do they have? Are there other programs or?
Well, I mean, there's always options to get a loan, of some kind.
Yeah.
But as far as on the home insurance, I've always looked at it as it's like you don't have coverage.
Yeah. Jason's got a case of the sneezes here on the radio show.
Something in here is making me allergic.
I'll reset here. So Jason Mears on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes, and he is with Florida Best Quote Insurance. He's also an educator. He's not only just writing policies on property casualty, flood insurance, renters policies, auto policies, business policies, writing a lot of policies, but he's also an educator. So he goes around and teaches at the Keller Williams offices, the boards, the different places where he's welcome to be an educator and a coach. And Jason, what's some of that we were talking a little bit about? What's some of the biggest no-nos that you see people doing and you get questions about when it comes to flood?
Yeah, when it comes to flood insurance, I think, and forgive me for the sneezing. I think the main thing is just not knowing what it covers. Flood insurance is very distinct from home insurance. It's very specific. It's rising water from outside of your house coming into your house, whether that's caused by a hurricane, whether that's caused by a lot of rain, and flooding caused by a leaky roof or a leaky window or a busted pipe or water heater. That's flooding that's covered under your home insurance policy. So I think the big thing is just knowing that part. And I think the other thing, and I talk to realtors about this all the time, and we've talked about this too, is just wording is important. There's a lot of people I think that don't have flood insurance coverage because they just thought they didn't need it.
Yeah.
They're looking.
Or the realtor said, "Oh, you're not in a flood zone."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think people realizing the whole state of Florida is in a flood zone.
Yeah.
X is a flood zone, so that just means it's a low enough risk flood zone to where your lender's not going to make you get, flood insurance.
Yeah.
And so that's really where I think a lot of people get off track. They hear, "Oh, you don't need flood insurance. You're not in a flood zone," and they mistakenly think that means they're not going to need it. When time and time again, you can look at the national average, you can look at what happened in Fort Myers a couple years ago, anywhere from 20 to 30% of all flood claims, and I'm really interested to know what that number is going to be from this storm statewide. Yep. Of course, it's not out there yet. 20 to 30% of all flood claims are in those low-risk flood zone of X or X500. So they didn't think they needed it.
Yep.
But now all of a sudden they're flooding out. I've never flooded here.
Yeah.
You know?
And to take that one step further, if you were to have a policy in a low risk area, something like $500, $600, $700, $800 a year, so it's a nominal fee versus the coverage you would get. And then you'd have all your belongings covered, all of your drywall covered, all of your electronics covered, everything that got ruined.
Yeah, and NFIP, which is the National Flood Insurance Program, if you have a policy through them, you're going to have you can have a maximum of $250,000 of dwelling coverage, and up to $100,000 of contents coverage.
Yep.
If you want more coverage than that, they don't offer that. You'd have to get an excess flood policy, something to cover above and beyond. Private flood insurance companies that are outside of the NFIP, they will write a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 flood policy. I think the main thing to remember is an NFIP flood policy is not meant to restore your home to its original condition, like to replace your home. It's more of a, I wouldn't say damage control, it's more of to get it back to, there's an assumption I think being made. A lot of the block homes around here, you might have to replace the drywall and the flooring and things like that, but your block home's not going to wash away. So that structure is going to remain. But I think a lot of people think that, maybe they've got coverage to replace everything, but they only have $250,000 of dwelling coverage.
Yeah, that's terrible. We're talking with Jason Mears, Florida Best Quote Insurance. Any questions you have? We also had on the front end of the show, we had Derek Kobel as well, Right Way PA, public adjuster on the show as well. So reach out to the hotline, 727-263-3707. Call or text the show hotline. We'd love to help you, put you in the right place and in the right contact with one of our expert contributors. 727-263-3707. 727-263-3707. You can call or text the show hotline. Of course, any other connections you need, we've got great attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, self-defense experts, all types of great home service providers, contractors, air conditioning service, etc. Right on down the line. So reach out to the show hotline. We'd love to be that resource for you. 727-263-3707. You can call or text that line. We're going to take a quick break, come back and talk more with Jason Mears here. Also talk about the 50% rule. What about moles? Also AOB, what is assignment of benefit and should you do it or not? Also, feel good story of the day. Find out about this coming up here on the next segment. 55-year-old janitor cleans up on America's Got Talent, winning he won $1 million, that is, for a heartwarming Don't Stop Believing rendition. Feel good story coming up.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon BRimes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian conservative companies, and you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. And I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also a business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon BRimes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon BRimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon BRimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Jason Mears in studio. He's our flood expert contributor, insurance expert contributor, that is. Florida Best Quote Insurance. Coming up more with him. A couple of hot listings, and we got our feel-good story of the day to jump into. We got a listing at 719 7th Street North, St. Pete, Florida. This is a beautiful property. Back on the market. We have 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, plus a bonus room, 1,300 square feet, closed-end, full porch full of sunlight. A beautiful property here. You're on paved street here, Paver Street. Beautiful property here. Electrical updates, AC, hot water, tankless hot water system. You're close to the downtown Looper trolley as well, and Sunrunner rapid transit, that is. 719 7th Street North, St. Petersburg. Beautiful single-family home right here in Pinellas County. Rudder Way, we got some land for sale. By the way, we list vacant land, commercial properties, residential properties. We got pre-construction luxury condos in Gainesville. But this one's 10 acres of vacant land in Newport Richey. Great opportunity here in Tampa Bay. You're direct on the Gulf water access as well. You could build a estate-style property or possibly look at your development options there. Rudder Way, Newport Richey. You can see all of our listings. Platinum MVP Team. .kw.com.
This is God's country. Tell me something good.
All right, I'll tell you something good here. We got a 55-year-old janitor. He cleans up on America's Got Talent, winning $1 million for his heart-wrenching Don't Stop Believin'. Richard Goodall, he won a season 19 of America's Got Talent, $1 million prize, becoming an underdog sensation. He captivated audiences with his powerful rendition of Journey's Don't Stop Believin', beating out acts like a drone light show, a dog act. His journey to AGT wasn't easy, having been rejected by The Voice, but the viral TikTok video of him singing at a school event spurred him to audition for AGT. Throughout the season, Goodall consistently won audience votes, earning Heidi Klum's Golden Buzzer and the support of fellow judges. He ended his show performing alongside Journey's Neil Sean. Despite the fame and prize, Goodall plans to continue working as a janitor, middle school janitor, and he's going to be getting his payment over time. There you have it, our feel-good story of the day. We always like to tell you something positive here. So, you got a janitor winning $1 million, and he's going back to work, man.
Yeah, I saw that guy.
Hey,
it was really. I saw the beginning when he auditioned,
yeah,
and I saw the end. Man, he got to go with Journey.
That's
and Journey's
awesome.
Lead singer is talking about like maybe not doing it much longer. He's having some voice trouble or something. So hey, there's your replacement.
Plug and play
Journey right there, man.
There you go. I love it, man. So feel good story of the day. That's a popular segment with us. So we appreciate that, and Jason Mears, we appreciate you coming in, talking about these different areas of concern, especially the aftermath of Helene and AOB. I know a lot of people get confused about assignment of benefits.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about that in regards to the past with roofers coming in saying, hey, I can get you a new roof. I can replace your roof for you, and there's been a lot of fraud related to that, and that was basically done away with by the state legislature in regard to roofs. But there are going to be contractors, fraudulent contractors. It happens at every storm. They're going to come in and they're going to try to get you to sign over the rights to your claim.
Yep.
I'll handle it for you. And you basically sign an assignment of benefit form. They take it from there, and then the next thing you know, hopefully your claim is taken care of, but you just paid out a whole lot of extra money that goes into their pockets or maybe a lawyer's pocket potentially. But we just tell people, own your own claim.
Yeah.
Don't sign over anything. You handle the claim. You can always call us directly, call your your flood insurance company, and we can give you guidance if you ever have questions about any of that. But if you've got somebody trying to get you to sign over the benefits, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to maintain control, because once you do, now you're you're going to be in a passive position. You're going to be in a reactive state. You're going to be asking them for updates, whereas if it's the other way, you're in control.
Exactly. Yeah, and it could end up paying out a lot more than it should. That's what we were seeing with the roofs. Your $15,000 roof replacement actually was a $100,000 claim because it went to the lawyers and it went to the roofers. Right, went in their pocket. And the result of that was the home insurance company ended up either canceling you or raised your rates a lot, or you couldn't get insurance with another company because of a massive claim that paid out a lot more than it should have. So we don't want to see that happen to people. There are scammers out there. It happens every time something like this happens. They go and prey on the weak or prey on the poor, the uneducated, or people just don't know any better. And we just don't want that to happen to people. So if you ever have any questions about that, they can call our company.
Yeah, Jason Mears, Florida Best Quote Insurance here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon BRimes, and we're talking about after effect of Hurricane Helene. And what about mold? What do you do with mold?
Well, the good thing is that mold is typically covered under an NFIP flood policy. So as long as the mold is caused by the flooding, and you're remediating it correctly, like hiring a professional. You're not, like we talked about earlier, you're not just like, I think it'll dry out and be fine. Like you're taking the necessary steps to make sure that the mold is not caused by you not doing your due diligence on the back end, right? Yep. So, but as long as it's caused by the flooding, determine it's caused by the flooding, and you take those steps to make sure that it's minimized, then you'll be fine. The flood policy will cover it.
Yeah, reach out to the show hotline again if you need to talk to Jason Mears, Florida Best Quote Insurance, Derek Kobel, Right Way PA, Public Adjusting, any contractors, any attorneys you need in this time. Reach out. We'd love to connect you. 727-263-3707. We'll put you in touch with companies that we've vetted, we talk to, that we respect, and we know that we'll do a good job. 727-263-3707. You can call or text that show hotline. Jason Mears, Florida Best Quote Insurance. About a minute or so. Back to you, man. Final thoughts and connect.
Yeah, I would say, we were talking in our agency the other day after everything happened, and one thing I just want people to kind of think about that might be an option for you. I know there is a minimal amount of rental properties in this area, but there are families out there that if you can do it, if you can work from home, maybe look for a property that's an hour outside of town. Yeah. Maybe go east, and we're trying to partner with a lot of our realtor database to say, hey, what properties are out there where a family can just let's go move. We're a couple and we work from home, and we can move an hour away and actually rent out a place because there is going to be, and there already is, just not many properties available here. So something to consider that maybe a lot of people are not considering is, can you go a little bit out of Hillsborough, out of Pinellas, Pasco, and find a place? I would highly recommend you think about that.
Yeah, maybe get over into Polk County or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, Jason Mears, appreciate you coming in, man.
Always a blessing, man. Appreciate you.
Likewise. Keep up the good work out there. And, hey, another great show. We had Derek Kobel on the front end, Alex, BlackBelt Lima in studio with us, of course, as always. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. Maybe do some laundry for someone at this time of need. And appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please follow us online at Brandon BRimes1 at CQB Show. And we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon BRimes.